I could be talking out of my ass here, but somewhere along the way, having a car payment stopped being the exception and became the norm. And, you can probably, 9 out of 10 people, most likely, you would probably hear people say they're paying $700, $800, or any set amount. They're paying something a month toward a vehicle, paying it off. And what's crazy is that most people don't even seem shocked about it. Like whether they were raised to believe, yeah, you're always going to have some form of car payment, or you're always going to be in debt for a car. So this video tonight, I wanted to talk about, how did we get here? Why car payment culture has become so normalized, and why I think it's causing a lot more financial damage than people truly realize. A better avenue they can be putting that monthly payment towards. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. I think the biggest thing is, these car payments have become so normal for so many people. I've had friends, take out loans to purchase cars, end up crashing said car, having to finish paying off that car, and jumping right back into another payment plan for a vehicle. I've had coworkers, this kind of video idea kind of stemmed from a coworker, older coworker than me, actually 45 years old, and he is still paying off one of his cars. I didn't get the year, make, and model of the car, but just kind of hearing how he's still continuing to pay off a car, I wonder if he went with a big like loan term. And then you see social media, like people going into debt for these fancy cars. Hey, me personally, I don't need anything fancy. I need a good, reliable car to get me from point A to point B, and hopefully last me a while. But I think that is the case for a lot of areas in life. Everybody finances everything. I don't know, like you see plenty of companies out there who will help you finance as little as a Chipotle bowl to tickets to Coachella. Um, and nobody just saves that money, puts it away, and just pays in cash, or pays on a debit card or a credit card that they can fully pay off by the end of the month. They just continue to finance stuff, pay extra on those purchases, and they're just giving money away. It's free money realistically that they're just giving to these companies. And I think a lot of people get stuck in the monthly payment mentality. And what I mean is, especially when it comes to cars, buying cars and car loans, more specifically, people don't ask themselves, "Hey, can I afford a $50,000 vehicle?" Instead, they ask, "Well, can I afford the monthly payment?" And that is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I was given, or just kind of going through my financial journey in life. I've heard this come up multiple times. When it comes to car payments, do not look at the monthly payment, and do not listen to when they say, "Oh, I can get your payment down to only $300 a month. How does that sound? That's not too bad." But, you're not saving anymore on the vehicle. Realistically, you're just getting a longer loan term on that car. So, instead of spending maybe $500 a month and having, I don't know, 36 months to pay it off, they may be able to get it down to $200 or $300 a month, but you're paying on a 72 or 84-month loan term, which they're not going to explain that. They're not going to say, well, the $500, you have to finish paying it off in 36 months compared to, oh, well, the $300, it's going to take you 84 months. They don't really break it down like that. They just tell you, well, hey, I got your payment down to $250 a month. How does that sound? Oh, yeah, it sounds good. Perfect. But it's like I said, you're not getting a cheaper car. You're gonna get that car that you want, but you're going to pay that much more on interest over those 72, 84, 96 months of that loan term, which it gets to be quite a huge amount of interest you end up paying for the same car that you would have got at $500 a month at 36-month loan term. So keep that in mind, guys. I mean, if that's the first time you've heard that, do some research on it. I definitely encourage you to kind of look that up and see the interest difference between those two loan terms. It's pretty insane. Lifestyle inflation, I think that is, I think that comes with everything. For a lot of people, it's every raise you get at work, you got that dollar raise, you got that $2 raise. Instead of taking that extra dollar or $2 yearly sum of money you accumulate and investing it or putting it into a new skill or leveling up or whatnot, or paying off that loan faster, you go for the bigger payment. You may try to go upgrade your car. Oh, I want the newer year, I want the newer model, because I can afford that little extra monthly payment. I got a raise at work. You want a bigger truck. You want the bigger SUV. You don't like your car anymore, or it's been 2 years. You want a new car. Some people are like that. I think that's why some people lease compared to own, because every 1 or 2 years they want to swap out. I guess at the end of the day, to each their own. If you genuinely need a new car every 1 or 2 years, or you just kind of want to dabble in different car models or whatever, maybe till you find like the one you love that you end up purchasing. I can see an argument for it, but at the same time, like the amount of money you're paying on that interest compared to if you were to just finally pay off a car and you're not having any more interest, or you're not having a car monthly payment. But that's just a little food for thought on my side. Would love to hear your thoughts on the comments below. If you're the type of person who wants a new car every 2-3 years, you just want the new fresh thing out there. You want to try different car models, or you're going to buy a car, finish paying it off, and drive it till the wheels fall off. To be honest, so would love to hear it in the comments. And like I said, instead of investing, saving, or paying down that debt, you decide to go for that new car. So this is just, this is what I would do. This is, maybe the lessons that I've learned paying off my current car, which is my first car that, I took out a loan for, finally finished paying it off. I think it was December of last year, which was pretty cool to experience. I'm not saying, drive a beater, drive the unreliable car that you don't know if you're going to be able to get to work that day, or that you're going to be able to take a trip in one long weekend. But I'm just saying, me personally, I would rather drive something reliable that leaves room in my budget for investing and financial flexibility. So I think when I was finishing paying off my car, when I finally decided, hey, I'm going to buy out this lease, I think my car payment a month was like $400. I think we'll just round it to $400 to make it easy. That was a solid monthly car payment that allowed me to also put a little money towards my investment accounts, whether it be maxing my Roth IRA for the year, putting more money into like a company 401k, or just overall like putting it into a normal brokerage account, where I have a little more flexibility when it comes to like financial decisions or where I want to put my money. I personally think that is just a more relatable take on, car payment a month, and then just being able to continue to have that flexibility to invest for my future. Because, if you're putting $1,000 a month in a car payment, and that leaves you with nothing to invest, time is on our side. Us, I say younger people, feel like I'm getting older and older every day. But not being able to put your money away and let it compound over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that's where you make most of your money, honestly. Like if you were to invest like $100 for 30 years compared to someone putting like $500 away for 10 years, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I think it's a significant difference when you just have more time on your side for that money to compound on itself and just grow and grow. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. So I think it's a quick video tonight. I think I'm wrapping it up there. Those are my thoughts and opinions on, why people are, taking out massive loans for cars, the negatives and the downsides of doing such, just on your financial health, your financial independence, if you want to call it, if that's what you're trying to achieve in life. You don't want to work till you die, till you're 80, 90 years old. So those are my 2 cents. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, also let me know. Would love to interact with you guys in the comments below. But I think that's for me tonight. So as always, guys, I appreciate the love and support for the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later.